we've got to do a little bit of chopping anyway. So you take 1 pound of Velveeta. It comes in 2-pound packages. You can buy a smaller 1-pound package, but it's enough. You just use a half a container of Velveeta. And this doesn't have to be beautiful. It says cube, but I'll show you what I usually do. I usually just do it in chunks about like this. It doesn't have to be beautiful because it's going to melt in the microwave. This just helps the cooking process. It helps to have a sharp knife, and you have to clean your knife pretty regular when you're doing this. This causes the fudge to sit up very, very quickly. The Velveeta does. It doesn't taste like cheese. How many of you all have had this fudge before? One. I usually make this every year at Christmas, and then I tell people after they eat it what's actually in it. Because I like to put different things, as you all know, in the cooking process, just like the vanilla icing in fudge. Who would have thought of that, you know? All right, let's see here. Like I said, these don't have to be evenly chopped up. Does anybody have any questions, comments? That's right. Well, all of these are super easy. And that's what I like about them. And you can have them all made in no time and ready to serve. And nobody will be any the wiser. You know, I like the old-timey fudges, I really do, but I don't quite have that kind of time, especially during the holiday season. So my family can still enjoy those things, but with just a lot less time with me in the kitchen. And I think a lot of people have went to doing simpler recipes in the holidays so they can be with their family, because used to at Christmas, you know, you would spend all day in the kitchen cooking and everybody else is sitting around having a good time and you're absolutely worn out. So people are starting to do things just a little bit different. All right, let me stir this. We're starting to melt. You don't want to get that up too high. There we go. Let me wash this bowl very, very quickly. I apologize, we're a little short on bowls tonight. We've had an event and just all right. Alrighty. Now we're going to put all this cheese. We're also going to put 4 sticks of butter. You can use parquet or whatever, the vegetable spread, or you can use butter. This is the Value Time butter. It makes great fudge. It's dependent upon you. It's kind of the same with the Velveeta. Some of the off brands of it, sometimes it doesn't want to thicken quite as well. And so that's one item that I stick to the brand name on. But now, and I've used the Food Club and it does pretty good, but I've also used off brands from other places and it's not set up really well. So I have learned trial and error. Now the butter, it doesn't really matter, but I like the real butter in it. So, you know, you don't make fudge that many times a year, so you might as well treat yourself. Now this looks like a lot of butter, a lot of Velveeta, but this makes 2 large pans of fudge. So when you put all that together, it's not quite as unhealthy for you as it looks right here, because you're going to serve a crowd with this. Okay, I'm going to put this in the microwave. This also goes in the microwave. You can do it on the stove, but I do, once again, do it in the microwave. And it takes about 2 to 3 minutes. Now this other recipe, the Velveeta fudge, it calls for 4 16-ounce containers. Of course, you buy most confectionery sugar. You can still buy the boxes, but most of it comes in 2-pound bags. So use 2 2-pound bags, obviously. Go ahead and dump those in a bowl. All right, let's stir that up. Just 1 second. All right, that's a lot of confectionery sugar. Now we're about to get there already. People will probably wonder why you have all this Velveeta in the microwave. You can tell them, or you can just say, oh, I've just bought a lot of Velveeta for the holidays. All right. Yes. I wish she cooked that much at home. Now, to our 4 16-ounce bags or 2 32-ounce bags of confectionery sugar, we add a cup of cocoa. And I kind of mix that together. But I'll show you another little thing I do in making this, because it does make a monstrous amount and it is hard to stir. All right. Like I said, nobody will ever know this is what is in your fudge. I've got all that butter melted. Stir this up just a little bit more. I think I could have let it sit another minute in the microwave, but I kind of overdid it earlier, so. And you can correct it. It's a fudge that's pretty foolproof also. And I pour all that in there. If you notice the size of bowl you have to use, like I said, this makes a ton of fudge. I kind of blend this together, and then I put it in the mix. I put it in a mix, beat it with a mixer. Use your handheld mixer, or you can use a stand-up mixer. Handheld's a little bit easier. Just stir it up pretty good, and that way it gets beat really, really well. Okay, and I don't think I added my vanilla. I've got to get my vanilla in here. No, I put the vanilla in the other one. This one actually takes a whole tablespoon of vanilla. And the reason being, there's obviously a ton of fudge here. That's what I was thinking. Then I realized, no, you put it in the other one you were making. Okay, I'm gonna stir this up a little bit more, and then we're going, like I said, we're gonna put it in the mixer. And you can put peanuts in. I just opted not to, and a lot of times I don't. You can put peanuts, pecans, walnuts, any of those you like. Just because of nut allergies, I didn't put it in tonight. I know, and that's just, you can dust it with it or put it in it. I honestly never put the peanuts in it. And you would think that it's always a recipe I've ever found, that's what it calls for, and I don't know why you wouldn't put. You could put as many nuts, you know, nuts and raisins and things like that. You can put in as much as you want. It usually doesn't hurt the recipe. Right, and it does help that. And it's just, you know, and this is a fudge that it kind of depends on your taste, you know, of what other things you would like to put in it. Yeah, you would think with a tablespoon of vanilla you could put in a cup of, you know, nuts, or a half a cup of nuts. And believe it or not, your mixer will mix all of this. I was a little afraid too, but I've made this through the years, and it can be a little messy at times in the kitchen. You notice I've got confectionery sugar going in several different, but you just stir it up enough to be able to, all right. All right, that's going to mix for just a couple of minutes. You can use cookie sheets at home, or you can buy these nice little cookie sheets, and then when you're through, you can throw them away or reuse them. This fudge actually comes off. You don't even have to spray the pan. You don't have to line it or anything. You can put it straight on the pan and it's fine. And I believe we're just about done. Yeah, this is, oh, you mean a non-disposable? Yes, it's the same thing. It's because of the cheese and the butter, it won't stick to the pan. You can use a little, you know, you can feel free to use butter if you want to, or cooking spray, but you know, sometimes that will actually help prevent it from certain things setting up properly. All right. Now, this is what it looks like coming out. I mean, it's super thick. My husband said it looked like chocolate cake mix more than it did fudge. Of course, now he's done ate several pieces since he said that. So okay. And then we'll be on to our punch in just a moment. Now this one, you keep it, you actually keep this fudge in the refrigerator. You know, not all fudges you do, but this is one you keep in a container and keep in the refrigerator. You can certainly set it out and leave it sitting out a while, but for the most part, you don't want to put it in a tin and then set it up in the top of the cabinet. Okay. The spatula works wonderful with this. But it is super, super thick. You have no problems in trying to push to get enough. It actually makes plenty of fudge. And you can do this thicker. You know, it is up to you. If you want to put all this in one cookie sheet, you certainly can. But it is a very, very rich fudge. And this is a great item to take to church or work, and you have an extra pan at home when you make it. Why, sure. I think my store manager's actually kind of wanting some tonight. He said he was going to hang around tonight till after the cooking class, and we'll see if he comes up here and has some fudge. He's been quite busy this evening, so. That's right. That's exactly right.
Actually, Mr. Moore got a piece of it and all that kind of stuff. And he said he liked that better than his regular fudge because regular fudge is so sweet to say.
Well, well, and he's kind of a picky eater. No, ma'am. I'm going to be here 2 times next month also. But I appreciate that.